What's up guys, it's the Devil's Town here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at how you can improve your trio's W King and Endgame by analyzing all of the trio Cash Cup winners from all of the regions. So that is going to be 7 trio Cash Cups, so 7 VOD reviews in one video. It is going to be a long video, I'm going to timestamp where each individual region will be. The order will be EU, NE, NA West, OCE, Brazil, Asia, and then last Middle Eastern. But before I get into these 7 VOD review, guys, if you do enjoy my content or find what I'm telling you helpful, please drop a like in this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. Also, if you want, please use my code talent.fn in the Fortnite item shop, #ad. But without further ado, let's just jump right in. Alright guys, we're going to get things started off in EU, and the winners from EU, no surprise, is going to be Chapix, Hen, and Janessy. We've already VOD reviewed this trio, but again, they're back to dominating EU with a first place performance. They had 4 victory royales, so it was pretty hard to choose. I just picked the one with the most kills. Let's take a look how they do in this mid-game fight. We're going to see this trio kind of running away. We're going to see Janessy and Hen kind of, they form what I like to call like a wide pinch. They're all kind of suffocating this trio at different angles. Hen's a little bit behind, but Uguay or Chapix is a little bit back. He's looking for tags this way. Janice gets a nice fry on one, and then Chapix is going to end up getting the finish on this. This is just good AR pressure on a team that obviously doesn't want to fight running away. Sorry, it may have not been Janice that gets the fry. Nope, sorry, it is Hen that gets the fry. And then you're going to switch over to Chapix POV. He gets a nice little spray through, gets the elimination. Now, they really fight this duo extremely well. They end up getting the finish for Surge. Now, let's just hop in. So, notice the positioning right here. We have Janessy pressuring back here. On this side, you're going to see Hen is going to come up on this side. They have a pinch already. And then Chapix, what Chapix is going to do is take the gas can he just picks up. They have a pinch set. Notice you see Janice in the back there, Hen and Uguay. Hen is actually on the wall, has taken it, already gotten a cone slide. Good crack. And then you're going to see what Chapix does is just kind of what is just pressuring. This is a support type role. Gets a fry, and he also threw that gas can, like I said. Head takes off this guy's shield. Janice is still in the back pressuring, but we're going to really just take a look at Chapix. What he does here. Notices the walls one tap, immediate cone slide, cracks, and then he's just going to end up getting the finish onto this last opponent. Good job of chasing. And what you're going to hear is what's really good. He's not wasting a ton of mats, taking safe peeks. One is chopping, and then you see Hen is basically looking for picks, frying down. Gets him to drop down, and then Chapix is going to just get in and finish the fight. And that's a quick little 3 kills, and this is a pretty stacked game. You're going to see that they end up only having these 3 eliminations at 133 points. There really isn't any action until end game. You're going to see Chapix plays a big role early on, but plays the support role the rest of the way. So we kind of take pause in half and half. We're going to fast forward through here. You're going to see Janice. We're going to go, let's actually take Hen's perspective. Hen's is looking for a drop down, and he comes to get his teammates over. And Janice comes over immediately, and what's going to end up doing is they're going to do a great job of pressuring this opponent down. And boom, they're going to get a free, basically, refresh. They all do a great job of dropping them down. They're all 3 there, Chapix. And look, it's 3v1. This opponent is isolated. They also do a great job after this as well as holding the loot, making sure they don't lose it. You're going to see someone is pressuring from the bottom. Actually, Chapix is going to do a great job of hold all that loot so they can grab it. And then we're going to go into moving zones. Now, things get a little bit scuffed for Janice. Janice is going to get fried twice, but he is going to get another elimination just coming up here in a second. Kind of just fast forward right here. Just a tad. He starts kind of tarping out. We don't really see where this opponent comes from due to replay bug, but oh, he drops down from right there. Gets a little bit of a shield crack. He's pretty confident in here. They do a good job, and then you're going to see that Is Hen right behind? No. It looks like Chapix is right behind. And then Janice does get the elimination, but he's going to get absolutely fried. Holding this through. Getting his siphon, getting more extra mats. He ends up getting sprayed a bunch. Does a good job of using hard mats. They finally get the pickup and all that elimination. You're going to see Chapix start tarping. He's getting pressured. Chug Splash, they all get back together. They're way above Surge. They're going to bounce her here. Chapix is going to bounce her. He gets on a absolute great lair. He cranks up to high ground. And there it is. That's their win condition, and they're going to hold it for the rest of the way. Chapix is never, ever going to leave high ground for the rest. Reasons challenges were a good fry, and now let's just watch. Basically, you're going to see Hen gets a nice little fry in this opponent that's super late rotation-wise. They're up on a great lair. They're going to play split here in a second, pressuring as well. Splits mats. Chapix is also going to lead ahead. Janice Z and Hen are going to frag out the rest of the time. Chapix is going to stay up and spray. Pressuring whoever they see second height. Basically wherever they can find. We'll go on to Janice because he actually fries out quite a bit. Also still has a gas can. You're going to see right there as well. Hen plays the split ulti height roll in case they get an attempt. Someone tries to take high ground. He can challenge that trio that ever makes that attempt. But let's go right here. He's going to get a fry into Noli Riley here in the storm. He's actually going to get the elimination. He's going to get a fry as well. Right there. Quick 2 little kills. And now they've kind of switched roles. It looks like Janice Z is playing more of the ulti height role. Chapix is still leading ahead, as you can see. Replay Bug. Doing a good job of pressuring right here. We're going to see, I believe Hen is going to get a pickup right there. He does. He gets some pickup on the Storm. Free high ground and using that harpoon. And Chapix just plays the support role, kind of gets ahead. He doesn't participate in any of the fragging for the rest of the game. They see this, and this is really good positioning right here. Really good job from Janice on the frag. But this is really all set up by Chapix. Chapix is going to basically lead ahead and get ahead of zone and cut this trio off. That kind of, they're 1 second height, but 2, they look to be pretty shambles. You see Chapix gets ahead, gets a great angle, and that's all set up. Hen's also pressuring. They basically triple spray this. He ends up getting the fry, and this opponent's in wood. Ends up getting that finish from Janice Z. More and more mats. Now we get a gas can play from Janice coming in clutch. Ends up getting some damage done. Hen and Janice are now going to frag together. And Chapix is going to sit on top and just pressure the rest of the lobby. Now he gets a nice trio wipe on a very shambles trio right here. We don't get to see all the eliminations, but he ends up fragging out, getting all of them. Or Hen also plays as well. That is him down. Love the decision right there from Janice to not pressure. But look at Chapix just sitting up in here, sitting up on high ground, playing safe, pressuring the entire lobby, just playing that support player's role, letting these 2 fraggers do their thing. RPG comes through, and just notice, using the shotgun like an AR, that's really what purple and gold tacks are excellent for. Really good job. You can see Chapix coming through. Nice little peek. Still pressuring. Gonna end up getting this elimination right there. And then we're gonna see Janice Z right here. Nice little combo right here on the last elimination, and they end up getting a 17 kill victory royale. Good stuff from this trio. The biggest thing to take away is how to maintain height. 1, they played ahead. They never got challenged. That's also a good way to keep height. But I just really like the decision to send the two mouse and keyboard players down, let them go frag out in box fights, let them play their angles, and just have Chapek's controller player sit on top and just pressure the entire lobby. It was a very easy victory royale. That game could have been, they did a great job of finding frags while on high ground. They really maximized their high ground, getting a bunch of kills in Storm. Like I said, you only saw in that mid game there was 3 kills coming from Chapek's. The rest, the other 14 kills, came in end game. Great stuff from this trio. They've been dominating all year long. They qualified for FNCS. This is, I believe, their second Cash Cup win. They've come in top 5 multiple times. Probably the strongest trio in EU right now. And let's move on to the next region, NA East. Alright guys, we are now taking a look at the NAE Trio Cash Cup champions, and no surprise, it's Jacques, Slacks, and Acorn, the actual most recent trio VOD review on my channel. They, again, are one of the most consistent trios in NAE, so no surprise that they're here. They're going to drop a 30 kill win, I believe, in their 3rd game. A little bit more W keying in this particular engagement, but I want to take a look at this first engagement because it's against 3 EU pros, and it's just a good example of how to play against excellent players. You're going to see it's Become Legends Rafla, Slicks, and it's going to be Milan. So Acorn gets absolutely fried. They get back together, immediately Chug Splash, and this is going to be a very kind of drawn out mono-e-mono fight. No third parties, 3v3. They get Acorn back up to health. Kind of slow play here. I don't know how Slicks got fried if Slacks ended up frying. But Acorn and Jacques are going to be kind of the catalysts, and Slacks is going to kind of benefit in the kill department. Acorn's going to get 1 pickup, and Jacques is going to actually crack 2 shields. Getting triple sprayed, but it doesn't look like this trio has a lot on height. Slicks is being right here. Good angle right there. Kind of not forcing anything too crazily. Let's take a look at Acorn's POV. And then we're going to switch right over to Jacques, because Acorn's going to pick off this opponent right here. They're playing very, very slow. And once, I think the gas really gets turned on once they realize it's EU pros. Some of these guys are good on the scene. Acorn doesn't get that right there. Oh, I apologize. Slacks is the one who actually ends up getting it started. And that's what's going to end up getting this engagement going. Let's just take a look here. What he does to get this going. Gets a nice little crack right here. Now we're going to switch over to Jacques, because Jacques is the one that gets... Jacques is going to do a very, very good job of getting a ton of chip damage and then smartly waiting to get his trio. This is a really good recognition right here. Kind of cone peeking right here. Cones him right here. Nice crack. Crack shield. Gets him through. Really good stuff right here. They note probably have calmed, hey, these are EU pros, be confident on walls because of ping. Now he's going to do a great job here. He's going to crack his shield right here. And then get him to 1 HP, take the trade, but look who is there funneling. Acorn and Slacks are going to be here instantaneously. You see Milan gets fried from behind. And then now it is, this guy gets pinched. Slacks, Acorn takes care of Raflo right there, and then good movement right here. Finish that off. So Jacques doing a great job of getting a ton of chip damage. Acorn finishing it off. Let's go into the next engagement. It's going to be coming up here pretty soon. Jacques really plays the support role in this particular round. Only coming around with 3 kills. Using the movement to key. Aha. So you saw right there that they got a res, so this is good recognition. This should be an easy fight to win. We're going to keep it on Slacks. They get a bounty right here as well. Keep an eye on Slacks and Acorn. Acorn is going to get the fight started off really, really well. Nice huge crack on a weak opponent. And then the opponent is taking a 50-50 bloom battle. Who knows why. Switch over to Slacks. He's going to end up just 160ing this opponent with his gold lever. And then a quick 2 kills. Jacques is then going to solo push this opponent who just got rezzed. All he has is a pistol. And you're going to notice him play very safe. Hold a charge. Doesn't take anything for granted. Doesn't just psycho in. He plays slow. And then you're going to see Acorn is going to get the finish right here after Jock hit him with the charge. Boom, that's a free elimination. Good rotation, knowledge, and quick 6 kills to start off this particular game. Let's go here and continue rolling. Slacks is going to be the main fragger. Again, using the truck to kind of just key around. Heal up. They're using gas cans. Traveling. They're going to pick off this solo to the left right here. You're going to get a nice little fry. They both get out. They take crystals. And you're going to see Slacks, I believe, get a fry along with Acorn. Yep, they end up just absolutely frying. They isolate this solo right here. And then you're going to see Acorn use the crystal to kind of make this awkward. They chop him down. Slacks ended up picking up that elimination. This is a little bit scuffed. Takes a 50-50. Kind of wins it. Good cone right there. Back wall. 35-35. Doesn't wait. He waits for Slacks and his teammates to get there before they finish. But what it's going to end up happening, Acorn's just going to end up shooting him down with a scar. And they get a nice little free 2 mid-game pickups. Not even really doing too much. Let's go on to the next portion. Just a lot of good W keying. This is not the best lobby. So a little bit, they don't have to play. They can play pretty aggressive if they want to. We find this particular trio out here. Attempts at getting a cone. Slacks does not get it. Jocks is in. Does a good job of not getting chipped. Finds a bouncer after they chop him down. Takes a little bit of fall damage. Jock getting some... They kind of are just playing 1v1. Fries this opponent off shield. Slacks is going to come in here and really clean up everything. Using the gas can right here. We saw this with the EU trio. Very good. Now this opponent is dropped down. Kind of plays slow. Doesn't take any 50-50s. He gets a nice little 51 crack. This opponent is stopped because of that cone. Doesn't even realize his back is open. He gets the frag. He moves him back. Takes his heals. Acorn's playing with the charge. Let's just take a look at Acorn's POV. Drops this particular opponent down. It's a nice little crack. Now he's off shield. They pressure through here. And then they realize that there's an opponent underneath. I can't remember if it's Slacks who recognizes that there's an opponent underneath, but he piece controls that pretty well. I can't remember if it's Jock or Slacks who piece controls this. Let's take a look. Nope, it's definitely Slacks. Slacks realizes this opponent's under. He gets wall. Cone slides, and then it's 3v1. Gets a nice little crack right here, and then a great job from Acorn. They just kind of psycho into that last particular portion. Quick on to the next one. Not too much to say. They're winning a lot of their... They're just picking them off slowly, methodically. And using tons and tons of movement. Let's start off this fight. Nice little crack. Slacks is again going to be the catalyst. A little mechanical error here. Just confidence in the 1v1. We're going to get replay bug, but he gets a nice little fry up here. He jumps up, cuts him off with a cone, and the good pressure from behind caused that fight to be ended quickly. Slacks with a quick 7 kills. Jacques still sitting with 0, just playing more of a support role. Drops down. Takes a little bit of damage. Gets that. Gets the back wall, cuts him off. Then Martaz ramps, so he places a ramp behind him to end that fight. Turn into a 50-50. They shake, but nothing ends up really happening of it. And now I believe the next engagement is towards Coliseum. Jacques finally gets his elimination. Let's take a look. But it is, I'm pretty sure it's next to Coliseum now. You're going to see Slacks be kind of the catalyst, but he's not going to overcommit, especially when there's multiple teams around. He kind of sits here and waits till his teammates gets here. He doesn't make a push for height or anything as a solo, which is really smart. And then he waits for his teammate to get there. Good attempts, but then he realizes, oh my goodness, another trio is coming. So they kind of play this very, very slowly, not as aggressively. You see Slacks eventually just decides to disengage and not even bother with height, because it's just a significant, he gets a crack, and Jacques is going to end up picking up that. And these opponents are right here. Good job from Jacques right there to get him off the pressure. Allows them, they all get together, they shake. This gives time to Slacks to heal. Now what is going to end up happening, I believe they're going to try to get a res. They play this fairly slowly, which I like. I think it ends up saving them quite a bit. They end up bouncing away. And then what ends up happening is Slack ends up basically chasing them. They go for an immediate res. Slack's again going to be the catalyst right here for this. He gets this opponent to cycle out. This is going to be really good mechanics. Doesn't get it. Flips it back up. Crack. Cone slides. Immediately dead. Acorn is then going to fly over. And then crack this opponent and finish it. It seemed like it was another team, so I do apologize. It was actually not another team. Just the other team had cranked up for height early. They made a good job of just not over-aggressing. Now Slacks is going to be the catalyst for this next fight. I hit the wrong button. I apologize. Slacks is going to get a nice fry on this opponent, and it's going to be a... Oh, not Slacks. I apologize. I believe Acorn ends up being the one that fries. One of these guys absolutely fries. Went back just a tad bit. I apologize. You're going to see that he's going to absolutely fry this one of these duo members, trying to bust in right here. You're gonna see Acorn hear that fry. They hear the shield crack, and Jacques gonna get right on it. Not let this opponent to breathe. Walls off, and then Acorn's or Slacks is right there with him. Pressures through. Just good job of pressuring through. Now, unfortunately, one is gonna get cracked. But because that opponent is so weak, he gets fried in the back. They get an easy, nice little pickup. And then Acorn is going to just cut off this last remaining solo. And just, the opponent tries to sand tape for some reason. Stays wide open. And it's just easy pickings right there. GG's. Now, this endgame is not stacked. There's not a ton to learn. They kind of all play as solos and do their own thing. The smartest thing that happens in this particular endgame is recognition of power loot. You're going to see that Acorn is going to go and storm and go get... Now, I know there's an engagement right here, but they ended up just disengaging from this. They don't really cycle in at all, even after with a ton of that damage. They're kind of just box fighting, chilling. And then they just kind of give it up because they notice that because they got zone, there's going to be free kills and they can hold height. They prioritize that as being much, much more important. And so he does a great job of connecting over right here. It gives him a ton of map control. Now this teams are just not, for some reason, not rotating or doing anything. Again, like I said, not the best lobby. So this opponent is super weak. He gets fried out of the sky. I believe Slacks ends up picking that elimination. And then Acorn or Jacques and Acorn, he ends up getting that fry as well. And now what's going to end up happen here is they're going to get double sprayed with Jacques. This particular opponent, boom, they get a fry on him. And that's some quick, easy, fast kills. Now let's go take a look at Acorn. Because Acorn is something that's very interesting. He sees RPG and decides to tank Storm for it. It's a little bit of a risky play, in my opinion, but it ends up working out pretty well. He says, I want that RPG. He's going to eat the two floppers. Takes a bouncer in and smartly gets back in. But just good recognition of power loot. This kind of just makes this endgame significantly easier. Let's take a look at Slacks here. And then they're just, I mean, there's 10 people left, so 7 opponents. They're going to probably take out almost all, if not all. But like I said, now they kind of all do a good job of playing different angles. You're going to see Acorn is sitting up here in front, pressuring with RPG on this opponents. They double spray it. They coordinate the RPG usage incredibly well. Jacques is kind of sitting in the back, creating a ton of different angles. But what's going to end up happening, Acorn, they're all off peppers so they can get ahead really quickly. I believe Slacks is going to bounce over and kind of cut this other trio off, while Jacques and Acorn pressure. Now Jacques is going to believe bouncer or go to the other side of the mountain as well. They have to go with the elevation. I believe Slacks, honestly, the Slacks then holds, as you can see right here, is up on elevation. They're ahead of everyone. They're holding everyone. We saw Jacques do the same thing. He's getting up to the mountain. And this is, again, really, really good. This opponents have to all come up to the mountain. Let's see where Acorn is. Acorn's with Jacques. He ends up hitting his own builds. Now, these opponents are doing a better job of getting up early, but Slack's still sitting up on the height. Is going to kind of be the cut them off. And they're going to do a great coordination with Acorn. Let's watch this. You're going to hear a mark. Specifically, right there. That's a mark. Hey, let's double spray this. They end up triple spraying it. Actually, Jacques comes up and helps because they're the team that's most ahead. Dangerous. And gets a double tag. And then it's just nothing but Scar pressure. I believe Slacks is also getting just fries on these other opponents that are rotating up. Jacques ends up helping. Just tons and tons and tons of pressure. Gets a pepper. Ends up just cone sliding, taking that wall. GG's. Now Acorn should just kind of do it a job of pressure. Jacques going to kind of frag on the bottom on his own. He ends up getting one elimination. Let's just take a look at it. But he kind of ends up getting a little bit in a horrible scuff situation in the Storm. He wants these kills. He goes to pick up. He ends up getting a knock on the Storm. He has floppers. That's probably why he went into the Storm and played so aggressively. Just because he had the loot to do it. Probably not the most 200 IQ play, but they're obviously really confident in these low tier lobbies. So he gets the finish right here. Acorn is now still on high ground, bouncing up. Still tons of RPG. You're going to see him use it again consistently. There isn't a lot, and then boom, crack right here. Ends up hitting one. Marking again. Hey, I've just hit with an RPG. And then we're going to see Slacks kind of get in here, be the nitty-gritty. Good angle. Like they're, again, creating a type of pinch, having to cover from multiple angles. And he cuts him off right here. Opponent falls down. Pressuring with AR. Really good to see what happens. Beautiful. Great job. Great aim right there. And then I believe the last opponent is taken out. I don't know if it's by Jack. So right here, again, look at the coordination with his RPG. Marks. Sitting here, Marks, and I believe Slack's going to start spraying. Nope, Jacques ends up spraying, and he ends up breaking and hitting with a shotgun, kind of a Booga-type classic shotgun immediately from, and then I believe the last opponent is going to get quickly taken out. Who's hiding in here, and it's just going to be... They just cone slide, and they try to go for a pickaxe. And that is how they get a very, very nice 28 kill victory royale. Get them up to 83 points. In comparison to EU VOD Review, the EU VOD Review had a little bit more stacked capacity to it with Surge. A lot better lobby. There wasn't anything super duper technical. I like the coordination with the RPGs. It's really maximizing your power loot. Good recognition from Acorn to go. Be aware that it was there. Go and get it. It made their end game a lot more easy, I would say. They did a good job of getting ahead and holding lobbies. They could have done a little bit better job. They kind of all played as solos on 3 different little levels. I wouldn't recommend that if you're not professional. If you're trying to get better, play a little bit more tight and maybe coordinate your sprays a little bit. They did a really good job of that with the RPGs, getting a lot of eliminations because of it. In terms of the mid game, not really overextending as a solo. The first fight was really interesting to watch. They really Jacques doing a great job as a solo, getting tons and tons of chip damage, and not only that, staying up. That's kind of your job. If you kind of get into a 1v2, if you're going to take peaks, make sure that you're doing significant amounts of damage. And again, he got one opponent one tap and cracked the other shield. This allowed for an easy cleanup on 3 professional players, and then probably there's going to be good comms from when Acorn took out that one opponent. Hey, these are EU pros, you know, be confident on walls. They're not going to be able to hold. We're 0 ping. They're probably at least 90 ping, and they end up getting that fight fast. And then and out of everyone else in the lobby, I mean, they pretty much ran through for the most part in comparison to that EU trio. That EU trio definitely gave them a lot of trouble, and that probably gave them some confidence. Like, okay, we killed these 3 pros. Let's just go out and slay out the rest of the lobby, because there's probably not going to be anybody near as good as that trio. And they got that out of the way early, and it showed they just absolutely W-keyed, dominated the entire lobby, and played really, really well overall. Let's get into the next region, and that is NA West. Alright guys, this is NA West, and this is going to be Kenshi, Chris, and Snacky. They ended up winning the NA West region, and a first time VOD review on this channel. So let's just take a look, see their best game. This is going to be a 30 kill elimination. They're landing Misty Meadows. So they're going to start off right here at this particular engagement. Gonna get a quick bounty right here from Snacky. Get some good RNG there. And this is going to be pretty much be on Chris and Snacky. Or I don't believe Kenshi plays too much of a role in this. Oh my goodness. Absolutely Taj right there. Chris, I believe, is going to get the next elimination. And now they're on this 2v3. They're going to use gas can. This is something that's been common in every single VOD review thus far, using the gas can to end fights quickly. I believe you're going to do a good job of breaking down this particular opponent. Nope, they end up wombo comboing this person that makes an edit play on them. And then I believe Snacky is going to just quickly get in with a nice cone slide. Kenshi does a good job of pressuring. They get it, spraying through, cone slide, and then it's a 3v1. Instantly finishes that fight incredibly fast. Now, I believe next engagement is just outside of Misty in the river. Same thing, also using cars to rotate the key. Let's just take a look here how they set this up. They kind of play split early on. I believe Kenshi ends up taking a big. Chris goes up a little bit. Snacky is going to be right in their face again, using the gas can to start up this fight. They're going to both use gas cans. Chris is going to use a gas can as well. Nice, and this gives them time to get over there. Kenshi is now part of the fight as well. Snacky is right on this particular opponent, kind of solo isolating. Yep, so that person got fried, and I believe Chris is going to end up picking up this elimination right here quickly. Gets up quickly. I don't know if Nate gets it, but as you can see, the fry coming in from Kenshi right here, almost instantaneous at the same time. This creates a nice little pinch. This opponent's building up, not protecting himself, and that gives a free wombo combo opportunity. Let's take it Snacky. Snacky doesn't get any eliminations, so let's just take a look at Kenshi. Getting that fry, and then this is going to be an immediate crack right here. We're going to go to Chris's POV. And then he just gets this opponent right here. And then gets another quick elimination. Actually, that goes to Kenshi. But not very good trio they're fighting right there. Just kind of lost in the sauce. But that's what they do. They get good angles. They played very, very smart. Let's go in the next portion of the engagement. After they get into Tavern, things get a little bit sticky. And it's not going to be super clean. One of them ends up actually getting taken out. They go over here. And one of these trio mates is going to get a fry. Either that or a snipe, as you can see. Opponent now, I don't know if these people were just rezzed or they just didn't have a lot of loot. If they're landing hunters, they probably don't have a lot of loot. I believe Snacky gets a nice snipe in the back right here. Chris is then going to lead ahead. These opponents are trying to santate out. I believe they're absolute shambles. And then you get a nice little wombo combo fry on this opponent. And Chris just fries them. I believe Snacky and Kenshi are going to end up just frying this last opponent. And now this is where things get kind of sticky. We'll kind of just fast forward to talk about kind of, we're going to watch Snacky. Snacky ends up getting taken out somehow. I don't know if he gets sniped. He gets sniped and finish. But this kind of throws this whole entire game into disarray. They make a great recovery. Obviously, let's see what ended up happening. Wow. That is so unfortunate. He gets headshot sniped while moving. They end up getting him up. It's just really unfortunate. Kenshi does a good job of kind of keeping this other trio at bay. That's on them. I believe he got sniped in the back. This could have been really huge if he was able to get this pickup. He gets a nice little crack. But what ends up happening here, he eventually ends up dropping down. He's trying to get his teammate up. They end up getting up and he ends up getting taken out. Unfortunately. They're just going to get to him. Things get really, really, really scuffed here. They're in a horrible lair. There's tons of third party in. You hear the cars coming in. Another trio comes in. We'll just kind of look at it at double speed just to show. And then he gets his wall taken. And the opponent does get taken out. And they make the smart decision once Snacky gets taken out to just kind of leave. And then go for the res. That's exactly what they do. So let's just kind of go there. I'll slow it down just a little bit. They do end up getting this res. They're going to get a free elimination from this solo who's bush hiding. Then they're going to quickly get into their next engagement. They all get back together. But you're going to go see that he sees him in the bush right here. You see Snacky run right through the same bush. He headshot snipes him easily. It's a nice little snipe and some pre-fight damage on this trio as zone begins to move in. Again, gas can, common. Very, very, very common in all trios, all regions. And things are very scuffed. The forest is on fire. It's not the best. They're in storm. Chris is going to end up going ahead. Chris is then going to get fried as he comes in here, as they do a good job of pressuring. This kill is unfortunately going to get taken from them. Kenshi gets fried. Or sorry, not Kenshi. Chris gets fried. You're going to see them wombo combo here. One come from up top. You saw that shot come out from Snacky. The opponent gets taken out, unfortunately, right there. Do a good job of waiting until Chris gets healthy. They just get him right back up. Now, what ends up happening here, Kenshi is going to make a push over here. Again, gas can being a huge portion. He waits for his teammate to get there. He now is with Snacky, and he gets the start. It's a little 23 crack. Chris is going to be on this wall. Good engagement right there. I believe Kenshi is going to then piece control this opponent and then do a great job with the Scar. And then the W King kind of continues. Snacky's going to go on a little tear right here. They're chasing this one opponent. I'm surprised doesn't go for piece control. The opponent's just clearly just expanding, but they just go for spam instead. Chris is going to end up getting that elimination, just double spraying. Shake, protected Shake, shakes with his teammate. Ends up getting the last engagement. This little section is kind of a little bit brain dead, but it works. The opponent is so weak, he just fries. And then this, you can see Kenshi's kind of already moved on. The next portion of the engagement, they see two trios fighting, and you're going to see probably one of the most frustrating strats to deal with. They get in, and it is they see an opponent down. They already know their advantage, so that's why they key so heavily. They're triple spraying. Kenshi's getting a lot of tags. And then it's just spraying through, spraying through, spraying through. Snacky gets an opponent, gets a kill on a weak opponent. Now, I believe these opponents end up bouncing away and leaving in a vehicle. That's exactly what ends up happening. Kenshi gets a fry on one, but they drive in a straight line, actually protecting them. They do a pretty good job. They're going to kill them later, don't worry. But what ends up happening is they leave one of their solos there, and then they realize it, and it's just unfortunate for this solo. It's a pretty balanced game. They all end up, they go 9-9-12 here, so not one fragging, just getting good individual picks. Now this is an easy pinch 1v3. You know, Chris is on this side, Kenshi's on this side, Snacky's on the other wall. I mean, there's just not much to do. Cracks. Really great job. Good wall front, and ends that. They hop in a vehicle. And then they find the exact same two people that had just left in the car. It's gonna be Chris and Snacky. Chris gets a little bit of damage on him. I believe they're gonna use gas can again. Now, it's a really good pinch here. You're gonna see Kenshi right here get this elimination, but look where Snacky is. He's right there pressuring as well. Opponent's going to place a bouncer and then accidentally shoot a gas can. Actually, it wasn't intentional. And then you see this last opponent hiding in the stairs, and Chris is just going to... I don't know if the opponent had lagged out. I don't know what that was, but it worked. Whatever it was, it worked. Now, this isn't a technical endgame by any stretch. They play pretty aggressively. Kenshi is going to push in, lead the way. Pressuring the wall. You're going to hear Chris get fried behind. Nice little 76 crack. Snacky's going to end up picking up that elimination. And then Kenshi also getting sniped. It's part of it, but he has floppers, so he's not too concerned. Do a good job of healing up first before they start anything. Snacky is pretty healthy, so he's... I think they're going to splash together here. That's exactly what ends up happening. Now, they see these opponents boxed up and win an endgame. It's like either one, they're shambles, or two, they're horrible. So they wait, coordinate, see that they're sitting there with open edits. It's a pretty good side to key. They try to triple spray, it doesn't work. Bouncer's over. And you just see a really good job from Snacky right here. Good cone slide. I feel like that's why they were so confident they're building out a wood crack. This opponent looks like a flopper. And then let's look at Chris's 1v1. Normally I wouldn't advise just soloing like that, but I mean, they look so bad, I don't blame him. And there was just 2 free kills. Nice 22 crack, good high wall. Another good high wall. Good spray through. Opponent even ends up scuffing himself, and then he ends up getting the finish super quickly. Let's move on to the next portion of this end game. Call it an end game because there's 12 people left. Let's just take a look here. I probably went a little bit too forward. On the next portion, there's tons and tons and tons and tons of AR pressure. Nice, good cone slide, and they're playing together. It's a 2v1. They've isolated one. She's Snacky, and then it's just scars and tacks, and it's just hard to defend when you get cut off as a solo. They splash together again. Kind of break through. Things just kind of are very congested. Again, only 11 players. Good crack right here. Kenshi can't get up there to him. Chris is going to end up actually getting taken out. Let's see. Sometimes this can happen in trios if you get a little too overzealous. And I understand they're W keying, so this is just sometimes part of it. One can get picked off. The way that it goes. Let's see what it... Opponent just falls into his box. Nothing he can really do. He does a good job. This is such a good job. They actually ended up getting him up. I forgot about this portion. You're going to see Kenshi doing a good job of holding and chug splashing, giving him... The chug splash was so smart. He was on 80 HP. It gives him an extra 20 HP. They ended up getting him up. Now, this is a very scuffed layer. They're all pretty not healthy for the most part. Fortunately, Chris had floppers. They're going to get in, get their heals, and then splash together pretty quickly. Do a good job right here of cracking this individual opponent. Well, this is so congested and very chaotic. This isn't technical at all. Gets in eventually, tries to cone slide, doesn't get it. Gonna get him held just a tad bit. I think Chris is gonna end up finishing this elimination. Good wall pressure. Good high wall, bouncer. Nice. Just a little mechanical error right there. Could have saved him. They're moving 5th. And then I believe either Kenshi or Snacky. Snacky's basically going to have good crosshair, plus some of the opponent's going to edit out on him and finish this fight. But notice 7-7-8, so not just really good. Good pressure right here. They're both kind of cycling up. He's getting pressured by the other trio, and this is kind of what happened. They're not focusing on rotating. This is not a technical... It's actually not even good crosshair placement. It's just good aim. This crosshair was not on that opponent really good. I believe Chris. Now, I believe Snacky or Kenshi is going to be the catalyst. I think it's Kenshi. Kenshi ends up just soloing for height, which again, I wouldn't recommend doing. He ends up getting cracked for a significant amount of damage, but it then ends up working. Gets another tag, and this opponent's off a bouncer. Chris also bouncering. He gets fried as well, but that play by Kenshi kind of saves this portion of the game. It's definitely not ideal. They're always playing back in zone. From a W King perspective, it's working very, very well. From an endgame's perspective, don't watch it and think this is the way to play endgame. Now, remember that knock. They all three isolate the solo, and things kind of get a little bit scuffed. Gets 36 of damage. No surprise, not going for piece control. Would have ended the fight a lot faster. And then Kenshi's building a very scuffed wood lair, and this opponent just falls in. Ends up getting the elimination. Now, it is a mono-e-mono trio v trio. We're going to watch from Chris's perspective, because Chris is going to end up getting all these eliminations. They're not super healthy. It's a mono-e-mono, so they don't have to play a super technical end game. He's going to get a nice little fry-off shield right there. Ends up taking a little bit of damage. They'll all do a good job of spraying height. This is just very strange. Good bouncer play. But unfortunately, only having wood left. Only 5 builds. Probably not the best decision to go for height. Just because no way you can build against that trio. Kenshi gets fried. And now this is kind of shambles. Chris has barely any builds. 14-4. It's not a lot. They just kind of trade AR. I believe that just this trio. And then Chris gets fried. He gets a kill by fall damage. Really good aim right there as well. Oh, I apologize, I hit the wrong button. I believe Kenshi... Yeah, Snacky ends up dying his own. Gets this elimination. Has a little bit of build, so decides to go for height. He gets it. And I believe Chris is going to end up picking up this elimination for fall damage. Nope, gets it from a nice little shotgun tag. Gets it, and then Kenshi's going to do a good job of pressuring right here. Going to bounce her ahead. Kenshi needs to because he's very, very weak. And this creates a natural little pinch right here. He's going to land here, pressure his wall, and Chris is going to be right there to get the 2 HP, by the way. And then recognizes it as he comes to storm. They end up getting very lucky to win that last game, to be completely honest. Just when they were 5th in half and half, they were kind of just so focused on the kills. They didn't play it super duper technical, as opposed to you saw on NA East in their game against a kind of weaker lobby. They played a lot more technical, played ahead, let the people rotate, use power loot. They were just kind of... This trio was very in my opinion, just a little bit overzealous for a couple extra points. They could have really lost, 5 points. Again, in my opinion, it could have been done a little bit more technical. They're pretty lucky that trio lost, especially with how weak everyone was. The fact they didn't have a lot of builds, them going for height. But I believe what kind of really saved this trio in the end, I believe that the Kenshi height play really helped a lot. They were going to get held on back. Them taking height was really good. They didn't have the mats to sit there and not sit there and just rotate all the way over. They got those 2 pickups. But I think in 5th or 5th, just a little bit overzealous, and it did hurt them a tad. They got very fortunate. But overall, there was definitely a lot of good stuff. The gas can usage, we've seen it on all 3 servers thus far. We've seen it on EU, NAE, and NA West. It's really dominant for trios. They played extremely aggressive, and I guess the best thing from this trio was just a resilient mentality. When they got taken out, they did a great job of, one, recognizing the need to disengage, two, getting up and then just continuing like nothing ever happened. They ended up, after I believe they had less than 10 kills, they ended up more than tripling that after getting Snacky up. That was really unfortunate too. Not much you could do when you are zero pointing and get headshot sniped. That's really unfortunate. That's probably, I would say, even more kudos just to overcome that adversity of getting headshot sniped. That's got to be absolutely rage-inducing while you're zero pointing for sure. But let's take a look at the next region, and I believe we're going to be taking a look at Oceania next. Alright guys, we are now into OCE, and again, no surprise who we see on top. Jinx, an FNCS legend in OCE, Alec and Worthy. And what they did was pretty incredible. They actually won their last 4 games of this trio Cash Cup, with this being their most kills. So we're going to take a look at how they W keyed so well early. We're going to see that Jinx sees this opponent after he's gotten 1 tag of damage. He hears this opponent taking a mini. Jinx does a great job of, one, not getting picked off as a solo. As you can see, his teammates are actually a good distance away. But he confidently takes this fight. Pickaxe baits, gets in. Great wall right here. Cone slides. Good move, it cracks. Opponent also very little mats. And he does a great job right here, getting the finish. Max surge. And then right here, once he sees that there's 2 opponents on his wall, his immediate job, he makes an end. He goes, nope, there's 2. Gets out. Now it's a 2v3. Pretty simple. You're going to see Alec and his trio made Worthy get up top here. Now they have kind of a sort of pinch. You're going to see Jinx getting some cracks right here. And what's really good, you're going to see, let's see, Alec in action right here. It's a great damage right here. Worthy's going to help get some 1 HP. That's a pinch from up top. Look at Worthy's positioning, flawless. This creates just kind of a swarm. And you're going to see Jinx again do a great job winning a 1v1 as a solo, kind of just showing his raw skill right here. Gets a nice right hand peek angle, 56 damage. Then you hear the fry on that opponent that Alec ends up taking. He recognizes this opponent coming down. Good aim. 86 cracked. Beautiful. And you're going to see him use that pistol combo the entire rest of the match. He actually does not use an AR. So they kind of have a long-ish mid-game. I believe their next engagement is all the way up in Coliseum, or around it. But using the car to rotate, pretty common. Yes, what they're going to do is I think Worthy is there early. Worthy is there early, but I don't know if he ends up doing a lot of damage. Nope, Jinx is already there as well. You're going to see that these opponents were incredibly weak already. He hits him white, and I believe Alex is going to get a free pickup with a charge right here. They're going to shake. And then we're going to move over to Jinx's POV. They shake. They do it protected together. They know where this opponent is. Nice 25 cracks on this opponent. Gets in. He's going to either, I believe, wombo combo with Worthy right here. Is it Worthy? Yes. They're going to do a great job of a chop down into a cone slide. Pressure. They get him to drop down. Immediately place the cone. Keep on the same layer. And Jinx is going to get credit. They immediately shake. And then I believe Alec is going to go in and finish this last opponent who's outside, tried to sanitate away. They get a combo fry right here. It's nothing too crazy, but good use of the shakedown. This opponent's trying to run away. Easy elimination now. We'll just talk about something really smart here. You're going to see Worthy be very, very helpful when Alec gets headshot sniped. God, we love snipers. We've seen him affect both NA West region. We've seen it affect this region. He gets headshot sniped right here. But Worthy does a great job right here. And he does it while he's moving too. He gets sniped right here. Jumping. Boom. Headshot sniped. Worthy does a great job right here. I just want to talk about this. Being smart. Throwing him away. Getting him away from where he got sniped. And then throwing him away. Protecting his back to where he got sniped from. And then we're going to go right into it. We're going to get into it very quickly. I believe Jinx is kind of making his way over as well, not trying to get picked off as a solo. Yep, covering his back. And he also gets sniped. God, we love snipers. But look at his heals. He can quick heal if he wants to. Let's just kind of take a look at this engagement. It's a good job extending in hard mats, giving a ton of space to play with. Jinx catches the opponent with his back to him, cracks, gets him 1 HP. I believe Alec is going to then get the finish right here. Yes, exactly. Good wombo combo. That opponent getting isolated. Really, really unfortunate right there. I believe Jinx is again going to do a great job right here. Yep. Jinx then isolating the solo, who's not too happy about it. You'll see him emote right here. Eats one flopper, doesn't care for the big now. We saw this, he wombos, combos. Do job again creating space, and now SPG editor. Boom. Gets a nice crack, and then he's gonna spam clown emojis with his disgust. And gets a nice refresh. They do a good job of avoiding essentially disaster after both of them getting sniped. They're all going to heal up here, get together, all be extremely healthy. They kind of chase the solo around. He ends up getting taken out by another opponent as he bounces away. It happens. Let's go into this next portion of the engagement here. Kind of bust through, decide to play more towards center zone. And they're going to dead side, right? Smart decision to key on this side. They run into this other, I believe, yep, they run into this other trio. One goes to the right. I believe Jinx is going to stay back. Nope, not Jinx. Worthy's going to stay back and Fry. He played more of a support role the entire game. Alec and Jinx go up. Good bouncer by Alec. Gets some quick high ground. Jinx is doing a good job of pressuring. I think Worthy is really going to get this started. Yep, he fries off shield, and what's going to end up happening, this opponent, as he backs up, they have a wide pinch going. Jinx is up close here, and then you already saw Worthy back there. This opponent, as he backs up, is going to basically funnel right into Alec. And Alec's going to get a nice, easy little one-tap. Now Jinx is then going to get involved. Huge crack right there from Jinx. Just takes a fish. And I believe what ends up happening is they both nice cone slide from Jinx. Finish it, and I think Alec wins a 1v1 with a cone slide as well. That it was already on someone again. They had significant health advantage, and he's got Siphon waiting for him. Why he doesn't bother healing. Yep, you see the opponent calm that he's hurt pretty weak, and then he gets a cone slide. And then replay blood, we don't see it. He gets his shots, and then finishes with a scar. And that's how they wipe this trio incredibly fast. Let's move on to this next engagement here, which is going to be up here towards Coliseum. Only 25 people, so not a significant amount. Yeah, let's watch this engagement. They kind of catch out this trio in the sand, I believe, to the left. I don't know if the opponent, if they're hiding in the sand. Yep, that's exactly what ends up happening. Full trio hiding in the sand, scared to engage. Now they already have a nice pitch with Worthy right here. Alex in the sauce as well, and Jinx all have angles on all these opponents. Does a good job of walling this off, but look, this opponent focuses him. Alex right here to finish that off. Jinx does get cracked, but does a good job of getting out. They just kind of focus a horrible trio right here. And then you're going to see, I don't know if this person gives up or decons. He tries to sandtate. I don't know. This is OCE. Keep that in mind. Mind you, this is like their 7th or 8th game based on how many points these are. It's pretty incredible. They have those level of players. 21. Now, I don't believe things get popping off till endgame, so we're going to just slow down right here. Kind of fast forward. I believe this is like a 16-man endgame in 190-point lobbies. Kind of wild. Worthy is going to stay on the high ground and pressure a ton, then he's going to frag out as a solo. Bouncer ahead and first moving. They do not have high ground. They try to pressure as much as they can. And that's exactly what they're doing. Not even worried about covering their back. 36. Unfortunately, they get RPG'd. Worthy does a good job of frying one. Alec then decides to make a play. Bouncers. Nice, huge crack there. Gets a very, very important. Worthy then fries this opponent. He ends up dying to fall damage. No, Jinx ends up, I apologize. And now they have height. And they kind of just pretty much do their own things for the most part. Now they're sitting up on height. Only 16 moving, so no even worry for Surge. This opponent's trying to knock down height. Doesn't even look on his own layer. He eventually does drop. You see Alec gets a fry on that opponent and eventually gets it. Tons and tons of pressure coming out from Jinx. They've reconnected here. They're healthy. They have a lot of mats. Now that just the pressure fetch then just kind of starts. We'll switch off. Alex is going to play a support role with AR for the rest. Let's just take Worthy and Jinx as they kind of take frying roles. They're both... Worthy's been kind of support, but he's going to end up just making some very beautiful plays as a solo. Jinx is going to get involved as well. Using... Doesn't cycle in there. Now he gets on the wall and decides to go for it. Gets it. Cone slides. Wins it. Now let's take a look at Worthy. Worthy's going to go over here and just dominate this trio as Alec kind of just pressures. He's kind of sitting in the back. Nice little crack. Oh, this is so pretty. Boom. Catches him off. Gets his finish right here. And then you're going to see Alec still kind of pressure. Even a left hand. He catches an opponent not even looking. And sees the last person right here. Good movement. Doesn't reload a shotgun. Doesn't matter, wins. And Jinx is going to take out, I believe, 2 or 3 more opponents. We can watch it from his POV. Alex just kind of sits on top. Just kind of same thing. You have one sit up top playing safe and the 2 go down frag. We saw that really in the... I can't remember if that... We saw that really in EU VOD. Just pressuring really, really good. From Jinx. Jinx is going to sit here, play on this wall. Pressure, pressure. Opponent does drop. Catches him out right here. Gets the wall. Good crouch. Resets. And then it finishes off. Victory Royale 12 for Jinx, 8 for Alec, 4. Really good 24 kill Victory Royale. The most impressive part. What I really, really liked. I liked the methodical playing of Jinx early. That was really, really smart to get a nice little pick. Then they kind of just collapsed. Really, really smart stuff. They made a great job on height with the fry early. Worthy was coming in clutch as a support, getting that quick res up after Alec got sniped. Very, very smartly throws him away, gets him. They picked up against horrible teams throughout. Apologize for the background noise. Just really, really great stuff from the trio overall. I understand it's OCE, not a super duper stacked region. I mean, you see 200 plus points and there's 16, in moving zone. They just did a great job of, again, kind of playing ulti height. One, Alec, and then Jinx and Worthy kind of went out and fragged on their own. We saw that in EU with Chapix sitting up on height and then down below. And that was a much more stacked lobby. It was Surge lobby and a much later game. And you saw his 2 teammates go down below and frag. No different here in OCE. These guys are incredible players as well. Just the biggest takeaway, again, just not overextending as a solo. You saw them play very well when they got scuffed. Even when Jinx got snuffed, had a huge pickup as a solo, got a quick ton of damage on that one opponent. Alec finished, and then a excellent job to win that 1v1 on the opponent pressuring, who was upset with the clown emoji. So really good stuff. I believe we're going to get into Brazil will be the next region for these trio Cash Cup winners. Right, guys, we are now at the Brazil region. We have Persa, Ed, and Nix Rayleigh as the winners. Now TRNL has branched out into Brazil, so I'm assuming these are very, very good players in the Brazil region. Let's just take a look. They're landing dirty docks as well. We saw that in OCE with Jinx and their trio. Now they're going to get some free eliminations off spawn. This is their last game. They end up dropping a 24 kill win in their last game. You're going to see Persa is going to get some free eliminations. Little Soldier is going to push him with no shield. and he gets wombo comboed. I believe that's going to be with Nyx Rayleigh as well. Yes, it is. Now Ed's going to get another kill. Oh, sorry. Persa's going to get another kill. So person pushing. You see Nyx Rayleigh get a fry. Gets his finish, so he pushes in confidently. Nyx Rayleigh is going to end up getting an elimination as well on an opponent as a solo. Basically a shambles team. A free kind of job off spawn here. Very, very fortunate, I would say. Actually, Israeli getting a fry on someone else. Persa getting 2 kills as well. And what's going to end up happening here is, well, they're going to get a shambles team over here that they third party extremely well. Here, let me just, I went a little bit too far, I apologize. They're just going to, again, make a smart, quick rotate over. They hear the third party. You can see Ed is there as well. They get a finish. Persa gets a fry, and they just clean up that engagement very, very nicely. You're going to see them take a car and get out. They're going to give a nice little fight over towards the bridge outside of Dirty using a car. Now let's take a look here what they do so well. Nice, good pre-fight damage for Ed right here. I think Persa is going to get some good scar damage on a pinch, and I believe Ed's going to really come in here and fry. Nope. Persa is going to get the angle here. Ed is going to be the one that does a great job of pressuring with a scar. Now, it's no different on any region. Look at this pinch that they've created. They now have cut this duo off that's now isolated, and the other one's already sniped, as we saw. Does a great job. Doesn't psycho in. He's going to get the cone slide right here. You heard the crack, again, from Ed sitting in the back frying. He's now going to play on the wall. Persa is going to get a cone slide. This is a beautiful pinch, 76 white. And then I believe Ed is going to come in and finish both of these. Yep, look at this pinch that they've created. This opponent is panicking. Gets a nice quick 2 kills. I believe Ed is actually going to come in with the trio wipe. Yep, the opponent just runs at him. Mind you, this is going to be Brazil. And this, mind you, is the 10th game. So this is the best of the best in the Brazil region. The last game, and I don't know, I think they get fortunate. They have a nice, huge last game. 24 kill victory royale to win them the Trio Cash Cup. But some free kills early on, not going to lie. Let's move on here. Using vehicles again to rotate the W key. They're going to see this trio. I believe Persa, no, Nyx Rayleigh is going to get a huge fry on one. Now, one of them is going to get taken out. I love this from Nyx Rayleigh right here, just kind of biding his time, waiting till his trio gets over here before he initiates anything. Good pressure from Ed and Persa. You see Persa flying down below. Gets on a wall. Almost gets piece controlled here. He actually does. Does a good job of getting out. Nyx Rayleigh is going to end up actually picking one off. Right here. Opponent building out of wood, just kind of cranking meaninglessly. Gets through. Now you're going to see sometimes what ends up happening when you isolate. Let's see. I believe it's Persa who ends up isolating. Now he's going to jump on a wall. Right here, these opponents make a good job. I believe it's 2. He sees one eating a big. He psychos in the ramp here. He shoots through it. Covers off the wall. Yep, what ends up happening is he ends up playing as a solo in a bunch of old builds. Now you have one that worries about piece control and one that could shoot. Yep, you see the shot coming through and from the opponent Zeppa. And then now it's a 1v2. The other person cracks as well. He does take a little bit of damage. He tries to reset, but what ends up happening, he ends up getting taken out. But we're going to see Nyx Rayleigh come in and kind of clean things up here. Ed gets a crack as well. Ed comes from a different angle. He gets Zeppa on his own, and then Nyx Rayleigh is going to do a good job as a solo, kind of in this 1v1 situation. That's what it sometimes can happen. It turns into a 1v2. He gets isolated, picked off. It happens. It's a part of it. Again, you don't want to be discouraged. Be confident that you can get that res in later on if the opponent does get taken out. Ed kind of makes this by getting that solo engagement, and this is a really good job. The opponent misses his shot, and he capitalizes. I love this. Finishes the fights early, gets in immediately. It's okay. They're fortunate enough to get Persa back up. And that's part of the Reed trios. When sometimes you overextend as a solo, you get 1v2 when they do a good job of linking up. I don't believe they get any engagements till really later on. Most of their kills are in end game for the most part. You're going to see Ed here be the catalyst for this fight. He's going to be the fragger of this particular VOD review. You're going to see him get off a crystal, but he's going to get a headshot snipe. And then we'll slow it down, because that's going to be the catalyst for this mid-game frag. Obviously, again, snipers being incredibly strong. So it'd be very, very important. Boom, headshot snipe. Really, really, really great. Now, this is going to, I think Ed is again going to wipe most of this. One is going to get taken out, but he's going to get res. Good. Sorry, I didn't mean to 4 times it there. I believe Nyx, Rayleigh, or Persa goes in a little bit. Again, kind of overextends as a solo. I'm not sure. Yeah, he goes for loot. Yeah, notice his trio isn't. Ed's back here. Nyx, Rayleigh is there, fortunately, but just goes for loot. He gets cracked. But he does a good job of holding, good job of extending out. I believe Ed does get his finish. Now, this is very nice. Persa doesn't worry about healing. He has a 1v2. Just what happened to him previously. Boom, it's a wombo combo. He cracks. So 4 quick shots. Boom, finished. Now, does Rayleigh get taken out? Yes, Rayleigh ends up getting taken out. He jumps in as Psycho. Now this is... basically gets put in a box with 2 as the other team third parties. But what he does is such a good job of is getting a significant amount of damage. Because, one, his trio does a great job of funneling to him. But getting a significant amount of damage, he ends up taking 1 out. And it's not even a trade at this point. He gets that 1 crack so that opponent finishes. And then they wombo combo the last one. And boom, that is a quick amount of kills. Ed really frying out here. 9 eliminations here. Now, I want to make sure I didn't miss particular engagement. Let me go back here real quickly. See if I did. Let me look. I did not. Sorry. Alright, we're going to just go back. Don't mind me. Yes, he gets the snipe. They end up finishing this. Now, I don't believe that there's anything really in the end game. It's a really good start. They have, I believe, what, 15 kills already. Let's make sure. Yeah, most of their kills are not until end game, so let's kind of get towards that. They play mid ground and then shop out height. Here, we'll just take a look at first moving and just talk through it. 21 in moving. Again, 1, this is Catch Up 2, it's Brazil. This is, again, like I said, 10th game, so this is just a testament just to not the big player base. They see these people on height. Let's see. They kind of tarp out. They get dropped down a layer, which actually I think helps them more than anything. They make a great shot play, I believe. Yeah, this is kind of sometimes what you see with the region here. Look right here. You see that it's horribly connected. There's, I believe, 1 wall. Let's take Persa's POV because I believe he realizes that they're on 2 things. Yep, they get chopped out as a duo. And then I believe Nyx Rayleigh is going to be the one that guarantees them the height. Yes, he does. His opponent he is fighting. They do get RPG'd down, but catch himself pretty quickly. They basically bully this trio off the lair. Ed is going to be the catalyst for their success right here. He's going to bounce her ahead smartly, get some chip damage, and he's going to connect to the mountain. Rayleigh's going to do a good job of frying, and this is kind of the same thing. They split. You see Rayleigh playing a different layer. You see Ed playing ulti, and then where's Persa? I think Persa's also, no, he's also on the layer. So it's creates a lot of angles, and one, they're getting ahead. Ed focused on getting ahead. This is what allows them to win this game. They this is pretty easy for them, I'm not gonna lie. He even takes Storm to make sure that they connect to the mountain and they're secure, which is really smart. Rayleigh's gonna sit back kind of here and get frags, playing towards the back, and you see Persa is the one pressuring all these people. Hopefully they can find a pick. Unfortunately, Rayleigh does. Pressuring all of these opponents building out of the wood with Scar really good. He's going to catch one towards the back right here. He sees him. He gets a free elimination. Let's take a look at Persa. I think Persa just got a AR frag as well. And that's the benefit, right? Smartly playing as a solo, having one pressure, one go down. Yes, I believe he's going to fry this opponent. Or he's going to get at least one of them. He does get an elimination from via Storm. And we saw, like I said earlier, Ed is sitting now up on high ground connected to the mountain. He gets a fry himself. And that's the same thing, kind of what you see in all trios. One play ulti height, and then two play two different layers or the same player. Nyx Rayleigh, yep, that's exactly, they're playing lower layer. Ed's playing a height. It goes back on their ult tarp so they can save their mats. They don't have a ton, but they can just apply tons of pressure, which is all they're going to do. You're going to see Nyx Rayleigh do a great job of applying pressure. Persa is going to join them. They all have scars. And you're going to see it just boom. Constant pressure out of wood. They're trying to shred through. Ed's going to do a great job right here. He picks up a soul in the back of the tarp. And then Ed is going to go in and play super aggressive. Rayleigh's going to start fragging out. You see all that pressure coming out. Allows him to get some chip damage, and then you see it fry, and then Nyx Rayleigh's going to do a great job of cutting this trio off. So after he gets that fry, he's like, okay, I'm going to go fry and cut off. And he's exactly what he's going to do. You're going to see, I believe Persa fries him right here as well. Finishes. Ed's right there as well to get some cracks in. Gets that finish. I believe Persa's going to be the one that stays ahead. They don't have a ton of mats, so that's why they're playing on a lower level, but everyone's stuck behind. They're so far ahead of everyone. Reloading. Ed blocks him off with a cone. Nyx Rayleigh's going to end up getting a elimination from all the damage he caused in Storm, and I believe now it's 2 and 1 is down. Yep, nope, 1 is up, and a great job from Persa right there. They just wombo combo him as he's coming in. And then the last opponent, KBR, is sitting there fighting Nick and Storm. I believe Nick gets a tag, and that is it. Nope. He ends up dying to Storm. Like I said, not crazy. This is the last game in Brazil 20 moving, and you saw them easily win with a good recognition of win condition. They did a great job of getting ahead, playing multiple layers. Good job of maximizing high ground. Again, tenets of all regions. You're seeing it. That split height is so crucial in trios, and at one, you think, oh, it's to protect height. That's one of the benefits, sure, but I feel like the thing that it really does well, it allows you to get multiple angles. Gives you a wide variety of angles to get eliminations, as you saw here. A lot of their kills coming in game. Persa getting a lot of kills. No, Nyx Rayleigh getting a lot of kills. And again, 24 kill elimination, and this ends up winning them the tournament this last game. They clutch up, get enough points to win, 245 points. Really great stuff from this trio, and it's exciting to see TRNL branch into different regions. We saw another, one of the last players being TRNL player that they ended up eliminating, so I think that's really great, just to have a wide variety of regions. TRNL branching out into Brazil, and it allows them to dominate a region, kind of like what Extra did with West early on, branching out. Now they branch out to East with the signings of Miro and Furious. But this is, again, tenets of W King. I believe that Asia will be the next server coming up. Alright guys, we are now in the Asia region. The champions of Asia are Slaroy, Joy's a World, and I think it's Defalzi or Defazi, however you pronounce it. Not familiar with these players. I believe they're all on the same team, CE, so must be pretty good. They end up dropping a 30 kill elimination in this particular gameplay. Let's take a look at what allows them to be so successful in Asia. My guess is this is maybe like an EU team that has kind of moved over and keyed all of Asia. Not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. They're landing Sweaty Sands first game. Like I said, this is a 30 kill game. Joyce ends up taking a little bit of damage. Looks like there is at least one team that they're fighting here. This is a great pinch right there, as you saw from Sleroy and Joys of World. So they have a quick elimination off the board. That's just from a good pinch. Now they're going to isolate. No shakedown. Maybe just due to the HP. He tries to take that Slurpfish. Ends up not working out. He ends up getting in the trash can instead. He hears the opponent above him or below him somewhere. It's actually below him. Good wall. Same thing. Now, opponent's kind of scuffed. Great job right there from Falsey. He's kind of the opponent funnels right into him, and then they can kind of just kill the last one. Let's just take a look what he ends up doing there that allows him. Put my controller down. Fazzy goes up on the outside. He gets the crack, and he recognizes that opponent has no escape route because of that cone that's placed right there. It kind of turns more into a 50-50. That opponent does a good job. Just previously weak. And then Sleroy, or sorry, Falsey, oh my goodness, sorry, Joe's a World, gets on this last opponent and kind of wins the 1v1. And they have a quick 3 points off spawn. Just good jobs of pinching. Really isolating that first player wins them that engagement. Let's take a look into their next one. I believe they probably will rotate to Salty Towers. Oh, nope. They actually rotated towards Coral Castle. Maybe for a little bit more safe W King. You see Falsey right there bouncing to high ground. Good use of the bouncer to take high ground. They're pressuring this opponent off. You hear the Fry come out. He's going to psycho in. I love it. Why? Because more than likely the opponent's taking shield and the opponent is scuffed underneath his ramp. It's an automatic 50-50 at health advantage. Now, I don't like... No reason not to switch the shotgun there. That could have been very, very, very bad. But they're fortunate. Ooh, good piece control coming right there from Sleroy. He immediately gets to him. Kind of make sure he can get his heals off. That's exactly what ends up happening. He ends up getting a refresh. Ends up just healing a little bit. It's now a 3v2. They've now isolated one. Good cone slide. Crack. The opponent does a horrible job. And now it's a 3v1. They can play pretty aggressive. It's pretty weak. I like him using just the mats there. And now it should just be an all-out race. You can see Joy's World has gotten on top. And now the immediate pinch comes in. As you can see him on top. Sleroy on one wall. That was a really nice wall. Catches him off right here. Gets in. Good movement as well. Crack, then immediate crouch. Make the bullet spread tighter. And all pretty balanced gameplay for far. 2 trio wipes to the trio's credit. Now let's go towards here. Take a look at these engagements. This is, I believe, their second game, so not as strong as lobbies, you can tell by scoring points. Yep, keying mid towards Coliseum. Let's see. Using this to cut them off. Joyza and Falsey are right there. Really good recognition. Good fry, and then they just get an absolute fry. They just pitch an opponent. They shake. And they may only get that type of pickup. Let's take a look. It looks like, yep. Oh, wow. A big headshot tonight coming in from Joyce. Let's just take a look. That was probably very nice. Let's see. Or maybe the opponent was standing still. I don't know. We'll have to see. But really, really good stuff. Oh, no. Opponent's super weak. He's actually one tap to a body snipe. Yep. So that's very fortunate. So gets that elimination. They kind of push up to Coliseum. This is pretty typical. Mid-game king is always good around Coliseum. Kind of go to the next portion. Joyce has gotten into box fights. Leroy is up there. Fighting in Coliseum is so awkward. They both have tax. It's really good for wall pressure. I really like it for trios. Maybe one carry charge. Opponent has gone up. Opponent bouncers away. Doing a good job keeping pressure. Opponents had no chance to heal. Now they're pinched. Leroy is on the wall. Opponent bouncers away again. And they gets an easy one little tap. So Leroy's gonna get this finish. They're gonna probably shake down. They've done a good job of just picking off these solos. They really even had to really fully fight any trios in this mid game yet. Early game, yes. Good crack. It's full trio. I love that decision to back up into a right hand peek. Gets it. Beautiful. Nice. And then they just wombo combo the last one. That was really, really good stuff from Falsey. Joyza did a good job as well. Let's just take a look from his perspective. Joyza. I'm calling him Joyza. It's Jose, I think. Jose. There we go. Yeah, this was Jose's perspective we saw. And then we saw Sleroy right here doing a good job. It's immediate pinch. The opponent makes an edit because he's getting pressured. And then it's a 1v2. And literally he's like, hello! And then it gets cracked. So again, 4-4-2 for each individual trio. See if they get any other type of... Oh, yes, they do. Hold on. Pretty quickly, it looks like. Ah, you see someone in the sand, takes some fall damage, took a lot of fall damage. Oh, there's some free siphon right there. An opponent just vibing in the sand. Takes a big. Gets into the next engagement. Get a drop. Kind of rotate out using tons of rotation. You saw 28 in third, so not a lot. They're on a pretty congested side. It looks like they're about to get into engagement. You hear the opponent gets sniped. That looked like to be from Josa. I don't know if he got a fry on that as well, or if that opponent was already knocked. But sniper coming in clutch. We haven't seen a lot of these trios use the sniper today, but he headshot snipes that one. I don't know if that other opponent got headshot sniped. May have sniped. They may have headshot sniped too. It's looking like it's like one got one, the other one got none. That's just free. Yep, 2 headshot snipes. That's free. 3 points. Really good stuff. And then the last one, a good AR pressure. Opponent's building on wood. You can tell how weak this region is. There he goes. Now he switched to middle. Nope, I actually believe that's Leroy. Just good pressure as Leroy kind of gets in there. Beautiful, and that opponent has no chance. Using all that extra mats for space. And then he's just sniping everybody. Oh my god, he's sniping everybody. This guy is nuts with the sniper rifle. I'll give him that. Just very, very nice. Just free eliminations. That's the biggest takeaway from this fight. You carry a sniper if you're really, really good with it. I mean, we all know they're incredibly strong and the spawn rate's too much, but I duly believe if you're very, very gifted, exploit it. Did Joyza get another one? Let's take a look. Jose. I bet you he did. Yep. Just constant snipes from this trio. You've seen it over and over and over. Gets their finish. And then now, let's take a look. Now, 16, not even to moving, so... Goes and gets this loot. Takes the flopper. This opponent is fighting him in the river. I don't know. He must have really needed the loot, or if it wanted it, had the flopper, I guess. It's a 5-tick. I don't know what I'm watching, to be honest with you. Now they're gonna push up, I'm assuming, onto this maybe alpha them, not fully key them. Oh, I was wrong. I'm definitely gonna fully key them, especially with how weak he is. They get a max pool, and it looks like I think that actually just kind of assuages them from over-aggressing. Pretty educated. Yep, they just take these peppers and kind of move over here. Right, let's get them. They're on a good dead side too. Everyone's more to their right. They do a good job of frying this trio in front of them. Yep, they picked one off for extra mets. Not that they really needed it, but it's just good. Good hip fire aim. Drops him. Good recognition. The opponent should probably know that you can't really do that. Get to this end game. They crystal up. Should have high ground. They do. Let's kind of just watch it out from here. 21 kills. They actually don't get a lot of kills in end game. I like the decision to back off there. Looks like he just ends up getting taken out on his own. Now only 12 in this end game, so not a significant amount. End up getting a pull. They connect to this opponent actually. Pretty smart. Good. Catches the opponent rotating out in the sand. Let's see how they play this end game. Good. Bounce her head. Connect. This should be exactly what they do. Good. He gets fried from behind. They end up getting a finish. Sloroy is playing ahead. Good. I was just wondering, I wonder where Sloroy was. Because everyone's so far behind. If Sloroy gets ahead, he can hold this whole lobby. It looks like this is exactly what happens. Let's see. Opponent's dead to Storm. Yeah, he's so far ahead. There's one person that beats him. Actually, he's not that ahead, but he's up. His opponent's sitting in his stand. Gets a free elimination off that. Now he can sit up here and hold. A lot of people are going to be sanitating, so I wonder if he jumps down. Oh my god, they're scuffed in the back of zone. They have chug splashes, so not that big a deal. Oh my goodness, that was unfortunate. Oops, did not mean to do that. Playing this endgame this kind of reminds me of the West. It's just not very, it's not very tactical. You're just playing for kills, which I mean, you may want to do that in WQ game, but I feel like I could just be a little bit more efficient towards the end, to be honest, but that's good. Oh my goodness. There's so many mats. I'm taking so much Storm too. There they go. The one that's playing ahead, that's the one that's vibing. Nice. Get a nice finish on him. Josiah's dominating. His last opponent. And they just wombo combo him. 30 kills. Really good stuff. The most impressive thing, honestly, about this VOD view, I understand it's Asia and it's early game, so it's not going to be insanely stacked. But just the use of the sniper, they really used that power loop incredibly well. I believe 5 or 6 eliminations. With that, endgame was just very W key and just what I would like to call a fluid endgame. It's just I don't care about zone, I don't care about anything but getting kills, I don't care about getting ahead, I don't care about playing technically, and you saw the quality of a lot of the players are not that good, you know, especially the guys swimming out in the ocean down the river for no reason. They did a really good job of coordinating their fights early, and their big team fights in their first 2 engagements, that was really, really good stuff from them. In my opinion, they played well. They picked off one and then just kind of funneled in. The sniper, a lot of power loot. The end game was just chaotic and very random, in my opinion, as well. Could have probably just been a little bit more efficient if they maybe just split played ahead. They didn't really do a lot It kind of reminds me of the NA West endgame. It was just very, what I would say, blasé, very just fluid and not just super technical or cerebral. We saw a lot more of that with the other regions, but overall good stuff from this trio, and I believe the last and final one is going to be Middle East. Alright guys, we are in the final region of this video, and that is Middle East. This is going to be Criticune, Yonks, and FHD. They're all players for Falcon and Middle Eastern Esports Organization. And this is going to be a 30 bomb, and it's going to be True W King, because we're landing at Salty Towers. Let's just get along. FHD is going to get it started off early for us. I believe a couple of frags early on, maybe from the top of the roof. He gets 50-50. Basically him and Criticune just wombo combo him. Quick dead. And that's how you want to start off. If you control main, you're going to do pretty well at Salty Towers. Looks like there's a duo or so fighting down below. Opponent just basically funnels in. Very, very quick start. The Falcon's going to keep up the pace, it looks like. He does get coned right here. A little bit, right? You see a big frag either coming out from, I believe, is it Crito? No, it's just a big, let's see. Is it Yonks? Nope. Just another opponent. Has fried this particular opponent. Opponent catches him lacking. Double swings. Kind of gets him in trouble now. He's in a really sticky situation. Good job for Criticune to come help. And I believe Yonks does a great job of pinching right there. Just take a look. I think Yonks pretty much saves that from him getting picked off as a solo. No, there was Yonks who fried that opponent. Nice. Gets him 1 HP. Gets out quickly. Falcon gets a fry on the other one. Falls down, kind of gets piece control. But now it's a pinch. Even if they add it out, he can't stop both. And that's exactly, and they all just funnel in very, very quickly. Let's just kind of take a look at their next engagement. I don't believe they get into anything serious for a while. Yep, same thing. Going towards the mid-map with all this rotation. Ooh, looks like they get into an engagement pretty early. Because this particular individual gets tagged up a little bit. Kind of slow play. They don't have insane amount of materials. Kind of playing from in the house. They all are getting off peppers. Let's see how they decide to play this. Want to play for high ground. Yonks does a great job of breaking up to it. Not really effective shooting attack from that range. You see Criticune is going to get cracked. I'll take that. Now one gets absolutely fragged. Is it FHD or is it Criticune who's making that possible? Nice. FHD gets a nice pickup of his own. Yonks and the peppers were really smart to get high ground quickly. Good. Nice, they get the finish right there. I believe FHD really is the catalyst for that. And then let's go get on to the next engagement. That was really good. I like that decision with the peppers. It was very cerebral. To make sure they get high quickly. Get them off the peppers. Looks like Yonks is kind of in his own... Either has knocked one already. It looks like they are pretty split. I don't know if he got a fry or a headshot snipe. We'll take a look. Oops. Sees this duo in a truck that looks very weak. He gets off one. Now I think he sees this opponent trying to sandtate. And then just fries him off. Criticune looks like he's gonna piece control this opponent easily. They'll probably shake instantly. Yes, that's exactly what ends up happening. They kind of out where the last opponent is. They see the last opponent, looks like. Oh, nope, that's another trio. Protecting as he goes. He's trying to get to the crystals. Smart use of his mats to make sure he doesn't get tagged. Hits one for 104. That's really big. Now he marks where the opponent that's weak. Let's take Falcon. Looks like he probably is doing some frag work of his own here. Picking one off as a solo. Good use of this mobility right here as well, is what I'm seeing. Really good use. Nice. It's 26. Oh, good keys control. Nice. Nice. That's why he took it, because he already got the pre-fight damage. And then I believe Krito is going to probably get this last elimination here. Gets the finish. And then the opponent gets away. Hits him for 33 white. Yonks is going to probably push him. Opponent is going to get the slurp truck. Opponent does try, for some reason, try to sandtate. Great job from Yonks right there to just block him off, finish that fight quickly. And it's on the next engagement. It looks like Krito has a very good mid to late for not doing too much too early. We're going to fast forward here. See these opponents getting up in brick. Krito-kun is attacking. I like that use of the crystals to build ramps up to get up faster. Good pressure. Now, my guess is he's gonna set up a pinch. That's exactly what ends up happening. He does have Dragon Shotgun, so he needs to be careful. Probably why he doesn't play as aggressive. Good pressure. Good decision to go up there. Get up and out of that. FHD seems to be... Oh. Okay. He just absolutely obliterated. Let's see what he did. It looks like he just pure skilled them both. Oh my goodness. Baited him and everything. Oh, very good mechanically right here. Good crack too. Absolutely floored. He absolutely just ran through those kids. I'm not sure if it was a duo or Krito-kun. Yeah, Krito-kun also won a solo engagement, but man, that was really nice. Get out of there. Didn't even carry out a Dragon Shotgun. That was really good mechanic-wise. Just skill right there. It's not... Yeah, smart. Slowly wait, boom, GG's. On to the next one. Smart to take that solo fight, just because, one, he's at significant health advantage. Move on to the next portion of the engagement. You see this trio coming up in a car. Oh my goodness, they wombo comboed him with the snipe. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is there two knocks? Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I know. Whoa, 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 whoa. There's two knocks. 1 second. Oh, he just casually headshot sniped one out of the car and then fried the other one. That is so sus to me. That is nuts. That's sus and nuts all at the same time. Using the Masters to solo push. Great job. Wow, that was nuts. I don't know if that was lucky or good or both. Now you see this last solo, they're going to isolate. He tries to bounce her away, gets fried, RPGs, and nothing happens of it. Popping off. Really good stuff. Next engagement, I believe he probably gets headshot sniped here. I don't see anybody in this lobby beating him mano a mano. Pushing with the trucks, mobility usage very good. Alright, let's see it. Good angle. Love him covering off right here. Someone just got sniped. I believe it was Falcon. They end up deciding going to try another engagement. Ends up struggling. Take Criticune. It looks like they just kind of got very fortunate here. Let's see. Oh no, he bounces right on top of his head. Oh my goodness, such good aim. Yep, they ended up just getting 20. Going into fourth, so not a significant amount. Things really get a little bit wild in this mid game. Mark see who they got. Alright, let's take a look. Slow it back down. Nice use of peppers. Kind of gets a quick key. Opponent gets sniped. That was FHD, looks like. Hit that snipe. Let's take a look. So I want to see this beautiful snipe. Sounds like. And that's a long one. Oh my god. Okay, well, this is a body shot, but still really good stuff. Criticune and Yonks are into it. It looks like. He hits the. Good angle right here. Bouncer's ahead here. Good pace to reload the RPG. He might RPG this trio in front of him. I think he's just waiting. HD again coming in with another elimination. Let's take a look. Opponent in Storm. Should not FHD getting the finish. It looks like Yonks got that. Yep. Criticune's kind of slowly fighting a trio. That's kind of what happens. Zitsum immediately takes bigs. Yonks looks like he's fragging out a bit. Let's just take a look at Yonks' POV. Montaged him. Okay. And this is a good pinch again. One coming from up top. Good right hand peek. Finishes him easily. It's like FAD, so we're not even moving, and good crack. Ends him pretty much easy. Cone slide. Probably shouldn't have taken that. Probably got his finish first. Good aim on Criticune, and we're not even in. So now we're into half and half with 11 players. Just fast forward until they get all nice and healed up here. See how they play this very, very unstacked end game. RPG is going to be nice. It's going to allow them to rotate pretty well. You get used to the peppers with this trio. They really like the peppers. RPG pressure coming in, no surprise. Good job. Good chop, I like it. Opponent actually bouncers away. Now at 10, removing. Ooh. Multiple people in there, so scuff flare. Nice. I like the slow play. Criticune just gets a nice little easy elimination on the solo right here. Gonna drop down here, get a nice little crack. I love that he comes to his teammate right there, fries him off shield, and he goes, okay, I'm pushing you. They're also on horrible layers, you could tell. Full piece control, back wall. Good stuff, piece control. Now when they started moving, spammed out. He decides to go up. I like it. Just because of where zone is as well. Give him pepper. They really like the peppers. That's probably the most unique usage I've seen. FHDs looks like he frags out the rest of the lobby. Now they're playing ahead. Critical gets there. Not very technical, as you can see, just jumping the low ground to levels of elevation. Free elimination for FHD. Nice, another kill for FHD, just pressuring. They're getting ahead of all these players. Not very technical, going into Storm for kills. He ends up getting an elimination with whatchamacallit from Storm damage. Yonks has ended up perishing to Storm. And then they just absolutely spray out height of 1v2. There's recognition that it's on one ramp. They heal up. Still have some mats to use. They just absolutely fry them together. Opponent's probably dead here. Just look at his HAP. And that is a GG's. I wonder if Kings is a professional organization in the Middle East. Really good stuff. The good use of the sniper. Just good. Solid W King. Not a really technical end game again, just focusing on getting as many eliminations. I liked when they played together a ton. They really funneled well together. When one kind of got cracked, they kind of slowed their pace. The most unique thing I saw with this trio was just the use of peppers. They used peppers everywhere just to key. I really liked it. Really increased their pace. Their mobility was really impressive. I mean, they used trucks. They used crystals, used peppers a significant amount, which I haven't seen a ton. That really isn't the meta, but they really used it everywhere, all around. You saw also the skill of the region also being a factor. A lot of people just trios boxing up on low ground and all in one box together. It's free for players of this caliber that are incredibly gifted. Mechanically, you saw FHD really pop off with his mechanics there, especially in that nice little 1v2 elimination that he had. Overall, I mean, the trio had a good understanding of knowing when to go as opposed to when to key. It's just very good. They just did a lot of collapses, a lot of pitches, just very technically sound, very good. Just like the end game was just a little bit chaotic. Yonks getting taken out and then just kind of spraying up. But overall, great stuff from this trio. But that is going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed all of the regions VOD reviews. If you did, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I hope I'll be seeing the next one. Peace.